Welcome, fellow survivors, to a brand new all-in-one Clifftop stone base. A huge feature-packed base designed to see you through your entire adventure in ARK Survival Ascended. This towering fortress has everything you could possibly need, all under one roof. And the best part, you don't need a single mod for the main structure. Inside this masterpiece you'll discover a downstairs dino pen and smelting area, perfect for keeping your creatures safe and sound while refining all your resources. A large living space to relax after a long day of adventuring. A kitchen and dining space designed so you can cook, craft and enjoy the company of your tribe. And right at the top, two giant greenhouses encase the roof, creating a peaceful Elderclaw sanctuary where your creatures can live in harmony surrounded by nature. If you enjoyed today's video, don't hold back, smash that like button, drop a comment down below telling me what you want to see me build next, and why not subscribe? It's completely free and helps me out a ton. Now without further ado, let's dive into today's building tutorial. Hello ladies and jelly spoons, and welcome back to another brand new building video with me, LolsAtLance. Today we're creating something truly special, this incredible all-in-one stone base. Quite possibly one of my favourite designs to date. My personal highlight, the Elderclaw sanctuary perched high within the twin greenhouses atop. It's beautiful, it's functional, and it might be my best yet. Though of course I would say that because I made it. Before we jump in, a quick reminder about my YouTube memberships. Every member gets lifetime access to my community server. That's right, once you join you're in for good. It's a thriving creative space filled with talented builders, friendly survivors, and loads of inspiration for your own projects. If you're a tier 3 member, you'll also unlock access to my exclusive build templates, so you can follow along with my tutorials or use my designs in your own world. Even if you're not a member, don't worry, you can still join my Discord server, link in the description below. Come share your builds, chat with other ARK players, and become part of our growing, welcoming community. Now for today's build, we're on the stunning Valguero map. Located at Latitude 59.8, Longitude 59.8. This beautiful clifftop spot is covered in trees, rocks, metal and wildlife. Once you've cleared the area though, you'll find it's the perfect open space for a clifftop base, with moderately flat terrain, plenty of nearby resources, and a mixture of both herbivores and carnivores roaming close by. You're also right next to the main lake that stretches across the centre of the map, giving you easy access to water, making this one of the most practical and picturesque locations you could ever build on. So let's get started. Okay, ladies and jelly spoons, well, where I'm building today, there are a lot of mounds, there are a lot of like hilly bits here in the way where we're building. So just if you have the same issue as I do, luckily I've tested this out and I think I can get across with foundation over the top of this mound. But if you do struggle with this, sometimes you don't have you don't have even ground, then instead just use your pillars, maybe stone pillars, and then ceilings on top. And then you can go as high as you want, and you just have to keep doing pillars and ceilings rather than foundations. But I will be using as many foundations as I can today. So with our stone foundations, we are going to be going across by 14 in total. So I've already placed 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and then here I can't place a foundation, so I'll do a ceiling instead. I've already lost count. Damn it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, so this is 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. There we go. So this is the length of the build today, and then we're going to do 10 going this way in total. So we're going to do 1, we've already placed 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. And then you simply want to do the same again. So you did 14 over there. Let's go back across by 14 again. And then you're just going to meet back to where you started. There we go. So it should look something like this. And then you simply need to fill it in. There we go. So it should be 14 by 10 in total. But we're not done with the foundation yet. There's a little bit more to do. So I'm going to count from the side here where we started. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And on this 5th one, we're going to add in a foundation and then go across by 6 in total. So 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And you should have 1, 2, 3, 4 left over on this side as well. Okay, now that the foundation is in, it's time to add in our walls. So to start off, we're going to start off in the corner that we started on. And we're going to go up by 1, 2, 3 in total. Then we're going to skip 1, 2, and then go up by another 3 just here. On the bottom, we're going to be adding in some quarter foundations going across, whoopsie daisy. And at the top as well, we shall add some more. Now, this is going to be a lovely window design here. So what we're going to do here is just add in some quarter ceilings going backwards into the build. We're going to add some greenhouse glass going up by 1, 2, 3, and 4. And then we're going to add in some stone walls going up either side. So these are quarter stone walls. And then at the top, we're going to add in some slope stone walls. Now, we're not going to use the normal slopes. Whoa, I think I just had a stroke. I think I just had a stroke. We're not going to use the normal slope walls. We're going to use the shallow sloped walls, these ones. So grab these ones and place them in just like that. And then we're going to grab our wooden roofs and switch them over to the quarter wooden ramps. And then we're going to place them in inside here like this. 1, 2, 1, 2, going down again. And then we're going to have them come out as well as a nice little detail. Look at that. Okay, fabulous. Okay, the next stage is we're going to be using some quarter ceilings. Now, there are going to be quite a lot of quarter pieces. I'm going to warn you now. There's going to be a lot of quarter pieces on this build. And I know you guys love me when I use quarter pieces. Honestly, it's such a good detail to have on your build. So just use some quarters in places, wherever you can. So we're going to go across the rim of this wall. And then we're going to go out by 1 additional one. And then take it back by a couple, just like that. And then we're going to go up from this with our quarter walls all the way along, just like this, and follow it this way. And then we're going to grab a wooden ceiling, and we're going to start from here. We're going to go back by 1 and 2, and then all the way across like this, until you get to here where you'll need to add in some quarter ceilings going back. And I'll even add in an additional one of those, an additional one of those. There we go. Okay, so that's this section done. Now, obviously, guys, the way I work on my builds is I do the exterior going all the way up first. So you will need some scaffolding. I recommend putting in some stairs and stuff so you can get up and down quite easily. But that's your problem, not my problem. I'm flying. This is how I do my tutorials. I fly. But obviously, if I was building survival, it'd be a case of using your dinos or just build a staircase up. It's very easy. So the next stage is walls again, but we're going to basically do the exact same thing that we did here. We're going to do this exact same design again up here. So that'll be 1, 2, 3 walls here. And again here, 1, 2, 3 walls here. And then quarter walls going along the bottom. Oopsie daisy. And along the top. And then, of course, we've got our shallow sloped wall at the top for either side. And then our quarter wooden ceilings going back. And our stone quarter walls going up this way and up this way. With our greenhouse glass. Now, obviously, you don't have to use greenhouse glass. In fact, I'm probably going to change this later to the frontier skin glass because I prefer that glass. But if you don't have that glass skin available, then just use some greenhouse glass. And then we need to do our quarter ramps. Fantastic. Okay, so we're going to move on and do something similar to what we did here, but slightly different. So we're going to go up to the last layer now. So we're going to do quarter ceilings going around the rim like this. Let's take it out by 1 as well, and then take it back by a couple. Then we're going to go and use our quarter walls going around these quarter ceilings. But now this is where it changes. So this time, rather than going back in again, we're actually going to go out again. So we're going to take this out with quarter ceilings again, going all the way along until you get to the end. You're going to do an extra run and then just take it back by a few of those. And then again, we're going to go up with quarter walls going all the way around. And then quarter ceilings on top of this. Okay, well with that, you've successfully done a fascia of the side of this house. You've done the fascia of part of the house. So what I want you guys to do now is everything you've just done here, we're going to repeat on this side. So the exact same thing you've just done here, everyone. So the exact same, just like this. The only difference is you're going to go to the right this time. So around that way. So where this comes out by 1, you'll come out by 1 on this side. So I'm going to go ahead and do that now, and I'll see you in a second. And once you've added in the right side, it should look something like this. Okay, so now we're going to fill in the middle, as we don't want this big gap in our house, do we? Do we want this big gap? No, we don't. So let's fill this in. So we're going to be using stone walls to start with, going up by 1, 2, 3, and 4. And the same on the other side, 1, 2, 3, and 4. We're going to be adding in some doors as windows here. So 1, 2, 3 doors either side, and then a wall on top. And then next to this, we're going to do 1, 2, 3, 4 stone walls either side. And then this is where our entrance is going to be. So for our entrance, we're going to do something a little bit unusual here. We're actually going to add in some quarter stone walls going across. Then we're going to add in some quarter wood walls. Wood ceilings going across this. With quarter walls either side of this going up by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, I guess all the way to the top. All the way to the top. And then you're going to want to get your chosen gate, so either your wood gate or your stone gate. And you're going to want to take off snapping, because if you try snapping, it's going to snap to everywhere but where you want it. I'm going to snap it up here. So I'm going to do, in fact, it might be better if we add in some extra quarter ceilings here, so that we're just able to place this in nicely. So we want to get this nice and in the middle. Flip it round. Okay. Precision is key. Let me jitter around, use my keyboard, and eventually I'll get it. Somewhere around about... hang on a minute. I'm using that little line in between the quarter ceilings as like a reference. And I can see I'm not perfectly straight. Now I am straight. Now I'm straight. It's going in. Oh, yeah. I mean, almost perfect. Almost. It's a little bit to the left. More than it should be, but that's okay. I'm happy with that. Okay, so now at the top, we're going to add in quarter walls going across. And then we're going to grab our shallow sloped wall and place it here and here. Perfect. Now, I actually cocked up here and here. So this full wall here, get rid of it. Or pick it up, rather. And then instead, you're going to do 2 quarter walls going up the side just like this. And the same on the other side. Pick this up. And then 2 quarter walls coming up just like that. So now what we're going to do is we're going to grab our quarter ceilings. And we're going to add in 1, 2 quarter ceilings coming across here. And 1, 2 quarter ceilings coming across here. Then we're going to grab a full ceiling and connect to this. And go all the way across until you reach this section. And then we're going to add in our walls. Now, for our walls, we're going to do 2 quarter walls first. Then we're going to go up by 6 in total. So we're going to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And the same here. Perfect. So that's as tall as you want to go. And for the third wall up, so we're going to count here. We're going to go with our sloped wall. ignore the quarter walls you've added in down here. So we're going to go 1, 2, 3. So on this third one, you're going to add a sloped wall, and the same on the other side. And then you're going to add a wall on top of this, and then a shallow sloped wall coming up either side of that. And finally, quarter walls going across this. Looking pretty good. So then we're going to fill in the walls coming up these sides. So I'm going to grab normal stone walls here, oopsie daisy, and go all the way up. And the same on the other side. Okay, so this big hole in the middle here is going to be a beautiful arch window is my plan. Now, I'm going to do 2 designs here. One for people playing on official, and those who are not playing on official. So this first bit is for both parties. So if you're on official or not official, then follow this along. So we're going to do quarter walls going all the way across and then going up as well. So we're going to go up by, I think, 6 maybe. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And again, we're going to go across up rather by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Now for official players, I would like you to get your greenhouse glass and your sloped greenhouse glass. You're going to do 2 greenhouses going up and again, and then you're going to do a sloped greenhouse here, a sloped greenhouse here, and a window here. And then all you're going to do after that is get rid of that, get rid of that. You're going to grab a quarter wall, add another one in here, grab a wooden wall, add another one in here, and the same on this side. In fact, I don't even think you need another quarter wall underneath there, that's fine. And then you're going to use sloped walls to fill in this section above, just like this. So that's if you're on official and you have a nice arched window. And for both as well, we need to add in our quarter walls coming up, of course. Now I'm about to show you a different technique. Slightly different anyway. It's not majorly different, it's slightly different. So I'm going to get rid of all of this. So that's for official players. Now, for non-official players, this is what I am planning to do. Okay, so we're back with our 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 pieces of quarter walls either side. And then we need to make sure that on the 5th one, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right here, I'm going to put a sloped wall coming up and a sloped wall coming up here. And then we're going to come up with our glass, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, like this. We're going to go through the slopes, just like this. And then we're going to add in our walls on top. If we can, just clip it through, just like so. And although it looks a little bit weird right now with the, the glass showing through, I am planning to skin this to the Frontier skin. And it's going to make everything kind of like blend in together. So let me just demonstrate with these. So it's going to be something like that. And then we'll probably end up using the Frontier skin on the wood as well. Now, to get the sloped wall in these sections here, it's best to just go around the build and do it from the inside. And then you'll be able to get it. And then look at that. Isn't that fantastic? Okay, so to finish this off, we're going to grab our wooden roofs and ramps. We're going to go up with 2 quarter roofs, then our quarter ramps, going up, and then back down again. Beautiful. Now, a lot of you probably watched that and were like, why don't we just all do the official version? Because the official version looks basically the same. And you're not wrong. I just like it slightly lower down, just ever so slightly lower down. I'm a perfectionist at the end of the day, and I like things how I like them, okay? And if you are also a perfectionist just like me, why don't you subscribe right now to the channel, hey? I see you using the tutorial. You think this is for free? No, you subscribe. I see you. You want to get banned? Don't make me laugh. I'm gonna ban you right now. You banned, and you're gone. Because you didn't subscribe in time. You had 5 seconds then, and you didn't do it. Anyway, so next up, we're going to be doing the top part of this middle section here. So we're going to be adding in additional 2 stone walls either side of this. And then we're going to grab our sloped wooden wall and go around it like this. And then we're going to add in a skinny pillar in the middle and then coming out to the side. Now, all this does is it gives us a place to snap in our sloped greenhouse glass here. So I'm going to do 2 up there, and then I'm going to delete these. Oopsie daisy. But it should stay right there. It should stay put. And if you have the frontier skin, again, I'm going to skin this in to make a nice little round window. And then these ones on the sides, I'm just going to skin them in the normal wood, just like that. And there you go, looking pretty good so far. So far, so good. So we're going to add in some stone walls going across the middle section. So 1, 2, 3, 4. On the edges, we're going to be adding in stone sloped walls. And then on top of this, shallow sloped stone walls. And then on top of this, we're going to add quarter stone walls going across. There we go. Oh, look at that. Isn't she a thing of beauty? Isn't she a thing of beauty? That is the basics of the fascia of the build, at least. That's the basics. So everything I've done here, guys, the whole section now, including the sides, the middle section here, and then this side right here, what I want you guys to do now is take everything we've just done here and replicate it on the opposite side. So absolutely everything we've just done here, you're going to do on this side as well. Now, obviously, you may need to go back. You may need to rewind and rewatch the tutorial from the start just to remind yourselves. And you're just going to repeat what you've done over here. Now, there will be like a few little things that we might change later on, but nothing major. Like this, we might replace so that there's a way in to get our birds in and out of the base on this side. But overall, it is literally the same. So it just makes sense for me to say to you, do the exact same again, and then we'll get to the nitty-gritty stuff in a minute. So I'm going to go ahead and do that now, everyone, and I'll see you in a second. And just a reminder, I actually just started just now, but just a reminder to do these 6 foundations coming out. And obviously, if one goes down, just use a ceiling instead, just like this. So I need to do my 6 in the middle, like I did on the other side, so that I've got this section that comes out as well. So I'll go away and do this now again, and I'll see you in a second. And once you finish, it should look something like this. So you should have 2 completely identical sides now, everyone. 2 completely identical sides. And, I mean, look at this. It looks like all we've got to do next is join it up together. But before we join it up together, I'll tell you what we're going to join up first. Well, we are going to join it up together, but we're going to join the roof first. So we have this roof all the way up here, and you guys are going to hate me. You're going to be like, Lance, how do you expect me to get up there? The way you build, Lance, isn't the way you build in survival. And listen, I know that. Do you think I don't know that? Actually, to tell you the truth, this is exactly how I build in survival. So you're all liars. You're all liars. If you need to get up there, look at this. Look at this. Get some thatch and off you go. Look at this. I'm already nearly at the top. You got to work your way up. That's how you do it. Now, for the roof, I will be using stone. However, feel free to use wood because I will be changing this. So let me just place the first piece in. I am going to be changing this to the frontier skin. So it is going to have a wood texture, just so everyone is aware. So let's start placing this in. So we're going to go all the way across with our stone roof. First of all, to the other side. We are going to be doing a slight overhang. So we're going to go one over on that side and one over on this side. And then we're going to use our stone ramps to do the next section, going all the way across. Again, when you get to the end, you'll do one across outwards. So you got a bit of an overhang. Now for the next part, it's going to be a little bit different. We're going to use a quarter stone ramp. A quarter stone ramp. We're going to do this going all the way across again. And then you're going to want to do a ceiling on top of this, going all the way to the end. And then simply all you want to do now is just repeat what you've done here on the other side. So I'm going to go back down with quarters, then normal ramps, then roofs. So let's go ahead and do that now. Looking fabulous. Now we do want a little bit of an overhang this way as well. So what I'm thinking is we're going to grab our quarter stone pieces and we're just going to do a little bit of an overhang either side as well. And there we go. That is the roof completely done either side. Look at that. That is fantastic. Okay, so I'd quite like to join these up here now as well. So we have a couple of sections to join up. I would like to do the ceilings going across this way to start with to join this up. And then again here. So we're simply going to grab our normal wood ceilings. And we're not going to go from the top. We're not going to go from the second one down. We're going to go from the third one down. We're going to go all the way down here to fill in this flooring. So I'm going to go all the way across like this and come all the way this way to the end and completely fill this in. Look at this. Fantastic. So you also want to use the quarter ceilings here. And in fact, it's up to you. But you could even do this now as well. Fantastic. Now we're going to do the exact same thing on the other side over here. So let's go ahead and do that now. And once you've added in that side as well, it should look something like this. Okay, well, all that's left to do now are the sides. We got this side over here and the other side. So let's get to work, shall we? Okay, so starting off on the bottom section here, we're going to start off with a stone wall going up, followed by a quarter stone wall. And then you're going to want to get your quarter stone walls again and go across by 6 in total. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And then you're going to want to snap a full wall to this quarter wall down here and then go up 1, 2, 3. And then do a further 6 quarter walls on the bottom. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And then a line of quarter walls going up by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And then finally your stone walls again. So it should look like this. And then at the top, you just want to do a line of quarter stone walls going across until you get back to over here. And now, similar to what we did with the windows here, we're going to do again. So we're going to grab our quarter wooden ceilings, go across here, and go across here as well. Very simple. We're going to grab our greenhouse glass, or whatever glass you want to use, and we're going to place it in here. Then we just need to fill in these gaps. So I'm going to do stone walls on the sides, like this, and maybe even at the top as well. It could either be stone or wood on the top, doesn't really matter. Okay, I did wood on the top and then stone on the sides. Now, we're moving on up. Moving on up. We're going to move on up and we're going to do our wooden walls. Quarter wooden walls. We're just going to connect these up. So we're going to connect this side to this side here. So let's go ahead and do that now. Okay, so we're going to need to do the next section up here, which is going to be very similar to what we just done, but with a few different, like a different pattern basically. So on the edge where the wall comes out here, we're going to add a stone wall, like so, going up by 3. Then we're going to count with our quarter stone walls, 1, 2, 3, and 4. Add in a stone wall going up, 1, 2, 3. And then quarter walls, 1, 2, 3, and 4. And then a normal wall going up by 3. Quarter walls coming back. And again. And then simply, these are going to be your windows. So exactly what you just did here with the windows, you're going to do up here. So let's go ahead and do that now. And just like that, you've added in the entire window section on the side. Look at this. Isn't this beautiful? I love this build. It's so simple, yet so pretty. It's a pretty build. It will be a pretty build when I'm done with it anyway. What I just did on that side, guys, with this... Ooh, there's a random wall there. What we just did here with these walls, we're going to repeat on this side as well. So we're going to go across with the walls here, with the quarter walls. We're going to do, you know, that section we did over there with the 1.5. Just basically go back, re-watch that section, and you're going to redo it right here. So I'm going to go away and do that now, and I'll see you in a second. Okay, everyone, and if you've done this side as well, it should look something like this. Now, I have done a slightly different window design up here, and you guys are going to be like, Lance, you can't just go changing the design when you go away and do... No, I can. I can, actually. I can. But it's not... Listen, I've done 2 designs here, so you can either do the square one, like this, and then this one's super simple. Let me just talk you through it. So rather than putting the quarter walls down here, you just go back by a quarter ceiling instead, as you can see, 1, 2, 3, 4. Then you're going to go up by 1, 2, 3, 4 quarter walls on either side. And you're going to place in your 4 windows like this. You're going to grab a sloped, shallow wooden wall, and you're going to place it on top of the glass, and then you're just going to add in your ramps. It's that simple. And then also obviously a sloped stone wall above these as well, and then quarter walls above that. So it's basically the same, just with a few changes. It's basically this. It's basically this without, you know, but further closer to the ground, right? Listen, guys, don't hate me in the comments. I just got taken by inspiration, and I just did something slightly different. It's not even that much different, so you can't hate me. It's not even that much different. We've literally been doing the same thing over and over again, so there's no way that you guys won't be able to replicate this. I literally just told you how to do it, so this is all for... Everything's fine. It's a perfect tutorial. No one say any different, or you get banned. Now, I might just quickly change this side as well so it matches the other side, so you'll get an idea of how to do this quickly. So again, quarter ceilings going back, and here as well. Get rid of that. Get rid of that. Get rid of that. Quarter ceilings going back. Quarter walls coming down. Delete these. We need our glass, 1, 2, 3, 4. Our shallow sloped walls. Our ramps going up and down. And then our stone sloped walls in here as well. And it's already done. Look at that. So I'm going to do that again here. Okay, so for the next section, guys, we're going to have a greenhouse on top of this building. So up here, there'll be a greenhouse, and up here, there'll be a greenhouse. So let's start off with this right side to start with. So I'm going to be using greenhouse glass, and I'm going to be starting right on the edge, right here. We're going to go across by 1, 2, 3, 4 in total, and place in your greenhouse roof above this. 1, 2, 3. And then your triangle greenhouse roof. Now, you've got two options here. You've got the greenhouse triangle roof, and you've got the greenhouse roof corner. You want the roof corner. So we're going to place that in, going around like this. Above this, you want to grab your greenhouse ceiling and go across until you get back to, well, you get to around about here. No, around about here. You know what? It's probably easier to do this side as well. So again, greenhouse glass. This should be filled in. Greenhouse glass. 1, 2, 3, 4. Then your greenhouse roof. 1, 2, 3. And then your corner piece. There we go. So what you want to do is then connect that up with the roof on top, with the ceiling. So again, we'll do it here. Ceiling going all the way across. And here as well. We're also going to do our roof coming back down this way. Along with our glass coming down from there. And then below this, you want to add in a wooden wall going all the way across, just like this. And look at that. That's your greenhouse added in. Now, there's some tidy up here to do on the walls, as you can see. So the best thing to do is pick up this wall, pick up this wall, use your quarters right here going up. Then use your sloped wall coming up there. And the same on the other side again. So pick up, and leave. Quarters coming up. 1, 2, 3, 4. Then your sloped stone wall. And then in here, you just want to connect it all up with your stone. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Just like that. So, guys, everything that I've just done here, guess what? You're going to want to repeat on the opposite side. My favorite thing to do is repeat what I've done again. So, we're going to go over here and do the exact same thing again. So, again, you just need to go back, rewatch that section, and do it again. So, very simple. Let's go ahead and do this now. And once you've added in this side as well, it should look something like this. Okay, well, that is the shell of the build completely done. Now, just so everyone knows, I have just templated the build as it is without this greenhouse on it for my tier 3 YouTube members because it is at the 2000 structure limit now without that greenhouse. So, yeah, there will be work for you template users to do still. Once you get the build in as it is, but at least most of that work is done for you, eh? But I honestly think that following my tutorials is way funner than using my templates. Okay, so we're on to the funnest part of the tutorial. Well, what I consider the funnest part of the tutorial, which is the detailing. Now, the details, there's going to be pillars, there's going to be railings, and there's going to be a decking. So let's start off with the decking, and then we'll move on to the pillars, etc. in a minute. So for the decking, we're going to be using wood foundation. Now here, actually, I might need a wood ceiling. Yeah, I'm going to need a wood ceiling. Okay, so I've got my wood ceiling. Let's place that in. And then wood foundation. So really, how you do your decking, guys, I'm going to say is really up to you. I'm going to show you how I'm going to do my decking. But honestly, just go for the decking that you want to do. Like, you don't need to follow me for this section, really. I'm going to place in a line right here. Then I'm going to place in a line in front of... Oh, oopsie daisy. A line in front of this. And a line in front of this. In fact, I might do 2 lines. We're going to do 2 lines. plus another line there. And then in front of this build, let's go out by another one like this. Oopsie daisy. Oopsie daisy again. Let's get rid of that. So I've got 2 lines coming out from here and 2 lines coming out from there. I think that's looking pretty good. My voice, I sound like I'm having a stroke constantly. I don't know what's wrong with me today, but I keep mucking up my words. You might see that there's some jump cuts in places. That's where I've cocked up my words and I've had to redo that part of the recording. Okay, so I guess we want to maybe just go one more and then do triangles, possibly. If I can get them all in places I might need to swap it out for, you know, ceilings instead. Oh, got it in there. Just about. Okay, right here we need some ceilings. And listen, if you're able to, if you're on, you know, non-official and you can clip, you can always do this as well, where you place in one there, do one here. Okay, that one works. I clipped in. It doesn't always let you, but sometimes if you use a ceiling instead, it will let you. So I'm going to do that there. There we go. So I'm not really completely explaining what I'm doing here, but I do think that the decking is where it just depends on your space. You can kind of follow along with this, or you can do it how you want to. So it's really up to you. So we're going to put in some stairs here, like this, and then maybe some stairs here. Now, obviously, you've got the access to quarter wooden stairs. I'm just going to use some full ones since I can clip in. Okay, well, that decking's looking pretty good. I'm going to take it around the back as well. Let's take it... Oh, I did it again. Let's take it around the back to... Oopsie daisy. To where we can go up to. So around about here. The rest will probably end up being ceilings going around here. But we'll leave this side for now. We'll come to that in a bit. Also, I know that this is going to trigger some people, so I'm going to quickly fix this. I know the wood's like facing the wrong way round. And that will trigger people, so I will fix it. And I'll do the same on this side. Just take this all the way around to the back. And that will trigger people again if I don't get it the right way around. It triggers me, let alone you guys. So I will change it. There we go. Okay. Okay, so I'm happy with the decking. That's fine. We've done the decking. But what's next? I'll tell you what's next. We're going to do a nice little archway over this door right here. Okay, so for this archway, I'm going to grab some quarter ceilings. We're going to add in 1, 2 in the middle. It places in, there we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Coming out by 2. Coming out, well, by 3, sorry. And then we're going to place in quarter ramps on either side. So quarter ramps coming down here and here. That is going to be followed up by some quarter roof. So grab the quarter roof, place that in. Either side again. And then, finally, another quarter ramp. Oh, I love it. Doesn't that look great? And we're going to finish off the look with some pillars either side coming down to the ground. All the way into there. All right, now that we've done the decking and the awning, let's go ahead and do it on this side as well. Now, the decking on this side will be utilizing a lot more ceilings and possibly some pillars because of the way it's situated on the cliff edge. Now, obviously, if you've done this on more flat ground or you've built it more inland, you don't need to do this. But I would just do I'm going to do something similar to what I did here. So I'm going to go ahead and repeat what I just did on that side on this side here. Okay, I've done the best I can with the backside of this decking. It's not my best work in the world. It's not my best work in terms of the decking. I feel like I can do better. You know what it is? It's this section here that just sticks out. It feels like I picked the wrong location, honestly, for the build. I should have placed it a little bit further back. It should have just be plainly in the middle here. I don't know why I had to balance it over the edge. It's because I want to call it a clifftop base, I think. That's why. I want to call it a clifftop base. However, it would still be a clifftop if it was in the middle, and I'm just an idiot. I'm an idiot. I'm going to just quickly add in these walls here. Now, obviously, whenever there's, a bit of a gap with the ceilings here, I recommend doing this using some quarter walls, as I did go all around here as well. I think it just neatens it all up and ties it all in together a bit better. I also added in some stairs here to make it look like it was supported. It's almost like fake support. This is the real support here, and this is the fake support, because I think that the stairs look cool. Okay, well, let's move on to the pillars now. My favorite thing to do on a build is add in all the pillars. So I'm going to be using wooden pillars for this, and I will be skinning them later to the frontier skin. So if you want to use stone pillars or thatch pillars here, it's up to you, and then you can skin them as well. So I'm going to place in some wooden pillars going up here and on the corner here, and then either side of the window as well. Fantastic. So let's do that on the other side as well. Now, for the middle part of the wall, I just realized I never did my stairs here. Let me just quickly shove those in. There we go. Now, for the middle wall with our pillars, we're going to do the corner here, the corner here, and this corner as well, I think. I hope that this is going to look okay. And then we're going to do a sideways beam going across the top, around the rim here. You also have the option to do a half pillar, which I'm going to do here and here. And then I'm going to continue the pillars up the main section of the build. So this section here, we're going to go all the way up to the top with our woods. And on this side, go all the way back down again. And then below this window here, I'm going to add in some sideways beams going across the build. And above this, going across the top. And then I'm going to place in some beams going down in between these bits and up as well. So I'm going to have one going up here, one going up here and here and here and here. Lovely. The last thing I'm going to do is add in some stone for the middle section. We're going to add in some stone going down either side, down there, of this main window. Go down either side like that. So that's the main section done. Now we just need to do these top sections. So we're going to do, again, similar to what we did down there. We're going to do up here. We're going to do the side, the side, the side of the window, the side of the window, and again here. Okay, that's looking pretty nice. The next stage is actually going to be using some railings. We're going to do pillars and railings together today, so I'm going to use thatch railings for this, believe it or not. I know that these aren't durable at all, but look how pretty they are. Let me just place it in here. Look at this. They're just the prettiest things. I love them. So let's go ahead and add them in at the front. So I'm going to add them in there. We're going to add them in going around the bottom as well. So around the decking here. I'll add in some thatch railings. And we want them inside here as well. I think this would be a good place for them. I'm going to place them in coming around here, going up and back down again. And also on the lining of this roof as well would be a cool place. So I'm going to do going down here. Now, there is, because this is a quarter roof and then a full roof, we are going to have some overlap here. So I'm going to, first of all, we snap to this. Then we snap to that railing coming down. And then you're going to want to snap to the main roof here. And then again to this main roof. And to this main roof. And I'm going to double this up because it's quite a big roof. Which means we're going to double up so we can definitely see it. Okay, that's looking pretty nice. And the last thing I think I'm going to do with the wooden pillars is do the greenhouse. Now, there's a couple of things here that I want to talk about. So first of all, the greenhouse pillars, we're going to use wood thin pillars. And we're going to go down each of the windows like this. And then do it again here. So the sideways ones going around there. And then above as well. I'll do sideways ones going around this. I really like how that looks. I've done that on my treehouse build in the past, and I really like it. Let's do it again over here. Fantastic. And you know what? I bet as well show you the rest of the details I'm planning to add. There's only a couple more, and then you can just repeat on the other side. So the next stage is, what I'm thinking is anyway, is doing some plant boxes. Now, these are going to have plants on top of them, is my plan. So I'm going to do a little quarter ceiling sticking out, and then quarter walls going around this. And then what I'll do later is place in some plants on top of this, and it will look like a really nice little plant box. I'll even add in some railings to keep the plants all safe and sound. So I'll do the same on this side. Okay, that is done. For these ones here, I'm not going to bring them out an extra one, I don't think. We'll just keep them as they are. The plants can go in that little section there. And this little section here. And I forgot to do the railings here. Let's add them in now. And then I feel like a plant box would go nicely up here as well. So I'm going to add a plant box up here. We're going to use 2/4 ceilings. And then we're also going to add in 2/4 stairs and then a railing. And that will be a plant box. Now, the quarter stairs are a fantastic detail to have, and I am going to use them in places to look like they're little supports. So I'm going to add them above here on the roof. Well, just below what I consider the roof. So I'm going to place in one there. And one here. And again, I'll do one, oopsie daisy, one there, and one here. And we'll repeat that on this side. They're very small details that you won't really notice, but up close you will do. When you're this close, I can see them, and I think they look great. Now, one thing I did say that I was going to change on this side earlier, if you remember, is I said that this is going to be an area for our flyers to come and fly into the build. So I'm actually going to remove this now. So we're gonna pick this back up again. And I don't know why there's a random stone wall there. We'll get rid of that. I'm gonna pick this all back up. And this is going to be a hole for them to fly into. Now, it looks a bit boring like this. It looks a bit weird. So there's a couple of ways to decorate this. If you're playing without mods, then I would consider doing a design like this. Use your railings, placing one here, placing another one here. Then we'll go up and up like that. And again, here, we're going to do that. And place it going down and down. And you got like a nice little window design here. Well, a nice little opening for them to fly into. Now, the way I'm actually going to do this is I am going to use a mod here. So this is a completely vanilla build other than this one piece. So I'm going to use the Clinger's Rustic build mod. And I'm going to grab a wool. So we've got the K Rustic wool. I'm going to place it in my inventory. I'm going to switch it over. There's a lot of choices here. I'm going to switch it to the Rustic Wood Sloped Curved Wool Ornament. And that is what I'm going to use to make this look pretty. So I'm going to use one there, one there, one there, and one there. And now it's just like a nice little, round opening to fly into, which is what I want. And then the very last thing is to skin all of this in. So I will be skinning a lot of this. I'm going to be skinning the pillars into the frontier skin like this. And I'm going to be skinning the windows as well into the frontier skin windows. And I'm also going to do the roof under here So these bits, let's do all of these in the frontier ones. And I'm going to do just, not this one, but instead this one up here where we've got the thatch railings. I'm actually going to swap it out for the frontier railings here. Okay, so let me quickly go ahead and add in all of the frontier skins on these pillars. And just like that, we've added all of that in, looking fantastic. Very last thing I'm going to show you guys is I'm going to add in a beam coming out from the middle here, just extending over the awning. And I'll probably do the same up here. Now, for the roof up here, there is a way to do this. And the way is to do 2/4 pillars like this, and then you can snap it in the middle just like this, and then stick it out by a full pillar here. So that is the detail for the roof and the awning and the whole side. So everything I've just done here, guys, you're going to want to repeat on, you guessed it, the opposite side. So I'm going to go ahead and do that now, and I'll see you in a second. And once you've added in all of those details on this side, it should look something like this. Now, of course, we just need to do the sides of the build. So basically exactly the same thing we've just done. We're going to do the same on the side. So we need to do the pillars, we need to fill in the railing, and we need to do the pillars up here on the greenhouse as well. And additional extra, we're going to also do the roof in the frontier skin. Now, you don't have to do this, but it's something I would like to do. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. There we go. And then just add in the pillars and railings. Okay, this side is all done apart from the pillars up here. We're going to make these pillars go across the roof, the top of the roof. So we're going to just bring this all the way across using the snap point that we made earlier. We'll just continue this all the way down the line. Everything we've just done here, you're going to want to repeat on this side here. So let's go ahead and do that now. And once you've added in all the details on this side, it should look something like this. Okay, well, I think it's time to get started on the interior layout of this base. The outside we can call done now, and we can pop on into the inside and see what we're doing in here. Okay, so as you can see, it's a little bit messy in here, but don't worry, we're going to tidy this all up and make it nice and new. So the first thing is, we're going to need a staircase coming down from here. So some quarter stairs will do. And then let's start planning in the second and third floor. So I'm going to have 2 floors in this building. I'm going to have a second floor and a third floor at the top by the greenhouse. So where we added in these door frames earlier, I'm actually going to use this to count my foundations. We're going to count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And from the 6th one, I'm going to place in a staircase. I'm going to place in 2 staircases, and then a wood spiral staircase going to the right, and then a wood staircase again. Wood stairs, there we go. And we're going to repeat the same thing on the opposite side over here. So from here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Okay, and then we can just start filling in the entire ceiling. So you might need to use some quarter ceilings in places, but overall, it should be a fairly easy job. We're just going to fill in the entire second floor now with the ceilings. Okay, this second floor is all added in, more or less. You remember when I said about these these windows earlier, about the ones on the side? And I changed my mind on the design? Well, if you look down here, you'll see that they actually come a bit too low, like far down, and the ceiling goes in between the window, which is actually fine because it just looks like that we got nice windows by the ceiling. That's all that looks like. So I'm actually fine with that. But I did have a second idea. I thought maybe over on this side, we could try lowering the floor. If I just pick these up, we could try lowering the floor. I don't know what this is going to look like, but it's just an idea to get your brains thinking. You could lower the floor here like this. Use some quarter walls like this. And then from there, use some ceilings going all the way along. And you've got yourself like a nice little lowered section, maybe for a little lounge or something. It's just an idea. It might not work or be to your taste, but there you go. Look at that. And then you'll just need like a quarter staircase coming down like this. So 2 ideas there for you. You can either have it straight down the line or you can have it lowered on either side. Up to you. Okay, for our 3rd floor, we are coming up. So we've got these floors we've already added in. This is the greenhouse on either side. And we're not going to do a straight line across and just call it a day. No, we're actually going to raise it up by by a half. So I want to start my ceiling somewhere around here and go across to the end on either side. And then we're just going to simply take it all the way to the end, and then this way to the end of this section, and then back down the line. And then you simply just want to fill this in. Lovely. Okay, this is the top floor where we're going to keep our birds and where we're going to keep our Elderclaws. Look at that. This is so the greenhouses. The idea of the greenhouses is that's where I'm keeping my Elderclaws. Of course, we need a way to get up and down, so I recommend probably placing in some stairs just like this going along wherever you'd like them, or even a ramp. A ramp could also do the trick. You could do a quarter ramp as well. No, it won't, because it doesn't come down far enough. So stairs it is. Okay, finally, so our birds are going to fly in through here, and then I would like to have a little space for them to land up here somewhere as well. So I'm thinking we'll have like a line of ceilings on this side and on this side for them to land on. Just little perches. In fact, probably if we use thatch ceiling instead, it's gonna kind of go with the look a lot better. And then we can even add in some fun support in these 2 corners here. And there we go. That's looking pretty snazzy. I'm going to obviously make a staircase coming up here. And I'm thinking the staircase needs to somehow get to this section. Now, we could do an elevator here. Could also work. You could have like a medium elevator that comes up into the middle there. That's actually not a bad shout. But instead, for now, I'm going to add in a spiral staircase that's going to come all the way around like that. So we have an easy way to get up. I might change it out. I might change it out for an elevator, but it just gives you an idea. This is where I'm thinking of where we're going to come in and out of. So just keep that in mind. There we go. Okay. Now, in terms of tidying up the interior, it's completely up to you. Obviously, just get rid of any loose bits like that. It's completely up to you if you want to like fill in all of these sections where you could fit it in and make it look a lot nicer. It's a lot of work, and I am going to do it. But as I said, not optional at all. It's still going to look cool no matter what you do. I already like it. Let's go ahead and add in our quarter stairs here coming down. Also, one big thing I did forget to do down here is these door frames. I forgot to put greenhouse glass in them. So I would like to do that on those. There we go. Okay, let me just show you quickly how I would go about, cleaning up the entire interior if you really want to. I would simply do it with wooden walls. So you're basically doubling up your walls, which makes it extra secure, eh? You're making it extra secure at least. I'm going to double up my walls like this. So that's essentially what you would do. Just gradually just fill it all in and make it all nice and pretty. Now, you don't have to do this, or you could do it with stone instead. You could do it with thatch as well, and then or you could skin it. Completely up to you. I don't even know if I want to do it in wood, to be honest. I kind of want it to be stone. So I'll have a think about that. I could even, because no one's going to see this on the outside, you could have fun with it. You do a wooden wall, you could do a stone wall, a wooden wall, a stone wall. You could mix it up like a Muller corner. You really could. Now, in terms of the decorations down here, now that we've talked about cleaning it up, so you do that same cleanup job on the upstairs areas. But for the bottom floor, in terms of decoration, this is going to be a dinosaur pen. So dinosaurs are going to be held in here along with crafting. Now, I was thinking of placing an industrial forge right in the middle there. Look at that. So when you come in, you're met by that industrial forge. And then you'll have your dinosaurs all around here. And maybe some crafting as well, maybe not. I'm not sure. A little bit of crafting down here. I think the main bulk of the big crafting, maybe like the industrial grinder and stuff, will be down here. Upstairs, this I was thinking was going to be the living area. So we're going to have, you know, our lounge in this area down here. We're going to have a kitchen possibly over here. So a kitchen, a lounge, and bedrooms as well. So actually, maybe this section will be bedrooms. I don't know yet. I haven't quite worked it out. But maybe this section will be bedrooms. Maybe this section will be crafting and lounge, and then this section will be kitchen. I'm not sure. I could always break up the room a little bit more. And then up here, this will be our Elderclaw sanctuary. Now, I just want to show you guys what I'm going to be doing up here. So I'm going to be skinning this area. I'm going to be using a skin set called Cozy Cabins by Sandy. And I'm going to be grabbing this halfling home skin and using it to skin in this ceiling, which is going to turn it to this grass texture. And then I'm going to be having some fun with a mod called JVH, which is a landscaping mod. It's called JVH Landscaping, if you want to get it yourself. And inside it, you can craft up a ton of plants and trees. So I can get small trees, I can get bushes. I'm going to be taking these bushes and decorating this entire area. I'm going to be making it like a little mini forest in this area. Like the greenhouse has made this area come to life. And it'll be a proper little sanctuary then for our Elderclaw bears. I'll also be adding in some crop pots because you do get the greenhouse effect. Even though the glass is so far away, you still get the greenhouse effect amazingly. It takes a minute for it to show up. It will show 0% now. But if we come back in a second, it's going to show 300%. There it is, 300%. See that? I'm amazing. So this greenhouse is completely functional. You can utilize it and grow your crops here. Okay, so I've shown you how to do the interior now. I know we haven't done it all together, but what I will do is show you every single little thing during the base tour. Any additional details I add to the exterior now, anything that I do on the interior in terms of the design, I am going to show you everything during the base tour, and we'll go through it bit by bit. So the base tour, guys, the base tour is almost like the tutorial. I call it a base tour, but it's still part of the tutorial because I'm going to show you exactly what I've done to the interior and how to do it as well. It gives me time to go away and do it all off camera properly, and then inspire you guys to do your own interiors as well. And with the exterior, guys, like I said, I am going to be adding in a few little additional details, but nothing major. I'll just be adding in some plants in these little pots that we made earlier. Plant up here. I may even dangle some lights off of these beams that we added in. Maybe even dangle in a light here or two as well. But I'll show you all of that after in the base tour, so do not worry, everyone. So I'm going to go ahead and do that now, and I'll see you guys after the cinematic shots. Welcome back, everyone. The base is all complete and I am ready to give you the grand tour of the base. And you might be wondering, where the hell are we? Where are we? We're actually underneath the base right now. The base is up there and we're underneath it. I created a little elevator going up to the base, which I'm about to show you now. Oh, that just disappeared and reappeared again. I don't know what happened there. But let's pop on up to the base. Oh yeah, here we go. And then eventually we'll get up to the top where the base is. Look at this. Here it is. Now, I am going to talk through everything that I added to the exterior since the tutorial, and this is one of them right here. Now, obviously, if you're building this on, a different place, then you might not need like an elevator system. But I thought this was a cool idea since I needed to get up and down from the base. So we've got like a little staircase that leads up to an elevator. I used scaffolding, which is part of the Bob Tool Tales DLC. I think it is. It might be part of the base game. I'm not actually sure. This scaffolding looks fantastic. I used it just to make it look like it was completely supported, which of course, it's actually the pillar supporting it. And then the elevator that connects up to the decking. I also added a ton of stairs coming down because I really wanted it to look like the decking was properly supported. And it being such a heavy build, I felt like the only way to make it look like it was properly supported was using all the stairs. Not just one or two, but going all the way across with them. So that's why I did it like that. Right, I'm going to head to the front of the build and we'll talk through each section bit by bit. Okay, well, since the tutorial, everyone, I have done a few little things to the exterior, just dressing it up. We did the whole build together during the tutorial, and then I just dressed it up a little bit. Adding things like storage boxes in the front. I used a mod called Visual Storage to add in this wood. It's a fantastic mod. I do recommend it. Visual Storage also gives you this crane, so you can easily offload all your supplies into the Visual Storage. It's one of the best mods, I think, for a survival game. As I said during the tutorial, I was going to add in a load of plants, and that I did. I added them in the places that we talked about. So I added in all the bushes here. I added them down here as well. I even did some crop pots with some species X plants down here. Now, to get your plants into the game, two ways you can do this, and if you've seen any of my other tutorials before, you'll be sick of me talking about this, but I've got to for the new people, guys. I've got to. So first of all, you've got pots. We've got some plant pots. Now, this is part of the Bob Tool Tales DLC. If you don't have that, then you're not going to have these. But it doesn't count as a mod. It is part of the main game if you have the DLC. You craft up a pot and you craft up a shovel, and then you simply grab your shovel and your pot's in your inventory all the way down here for me. There it is. Got my plant pot down here. And then all I have to do is either find a bush that I like one of these bushes, or a tree. You can even get trees, which is insane. I'm going to get this tree. Yoink. And then, as if by magic, the plant pot is now full up with the tree, and I can place the tree down. Now, the tree can be a little bit finicky sometimes, rather than the bushes. The bushes go anywhere, but trees, they're a little bit sassy. They don't like to be placed in just any old place. You got to place them in like flatter terrain. There we go, flat terrain. Bam. And there's my tree. You can even switch out the pot for a little crop pot so you can't really see it. And there you go. The way I did my plants, though, was using the JVH landscaping bench, which is a mod. Just type in JVH in your mod menu and it will come up. And inside this bench, you can craft up a load of different plants. Look at this. So that's how I added in all the plants, and even up here by the greenhouse as well. I went a little bit crazy with the plants, as you can see, looking fantastic. I also added in some lanterns. These lanterns are from the Rustic Build mod. If you've not heard of that, it's the Clingers Rustic Build book mod. If you search Rustic in the mod menu, something called Clingers Rustic Build will come up, and that is what those lanterns are from. The reason I use them is because you don't need any fuel for them. They just turn on and off, and it's easy when I'm doing like a build like this for like a tutorial and I need some lights to shove in and just turn on without fuel. The chain that it's connected to is simply a skinny pillar, but all I did was add in the dungeon skin from Castlecraft. And all of these mods, by the way, and skins, I have added in the description. So as you can see, you can literally just switch between the skin and the non-skin, and it's a skinny pillar, and then it's a chain. So there you go. I also decided to add in some greenhouse glass to the roof up here, just to let in a little bit more light to the upstairs. So that was an additional thing that I did, as well as add in these beautiful chimneys. Look at these chimneys. I love these. So all I did to make these was I literally, if I delete this, it might all fall down. Oh, it didn't. I just put a wall here coming up from the roof, and then I added in a quarter ceiling above, and then from the quarter ceilings you can add in your quarter walls either side, and your quarter walls going around there as well. Let me just shove this back in. And then on top right here, to make this chimney, all I did was use a quarter ceiling, so one of these. So we've got a quarter ceiling here, and then again with Castlecraft, my favourite skin, you use the decor skin, and switch it over, and look at that, you got yourselves a chimney top. And then I just painted it in. That's all I did. So there you go. And that is everything that I did since the tutorial. And literally, you know, it's just me dressing it up. That's all it is. It's dressing it up, decorating it. You decorate and dress it up how you want. But right, let's head on inside the base now, and let's talk about what's going on in here. So the downstairs is dedicated to our dinosaur pen, of course. We've got all our dinos in here, and look how many dinos we can fit in it. We can fit a load more. We can definitely fit a load more, especially if you arranged it differently to how I've done it. I've made it very grand as you come in. I've got my industrial forge in the middle. I've got my smaller forge here, a smithy, a couple of smithies. Now, these have been skinned with the Astraeus skin set. So we've got all of these skins within the Astraeus skin set, and I use the industrial forge. All of these I've utilized around the base. I have to say the Cartus absolutely cooked with this skin set. It is, honestly, it's beautiful. Look at the attention to detail and just how well it fits into the game. I love it. I also added in a few little details like these hay bales. These are from the Western Decor. Again, I'll list all of these down in the description just so you know. We've got our visual storage mod here as well. This is all from Western Decor as well, all this stuff here. We've got our dino. I've forgotten how to pronounce these names. What are you called? Is it Dinochus? Deinonychus? Is it Deinonychus? Is it pronounced Deinonychus? I don't know. But I'm going to call them Deinonychus. I've got my Deinonychus down here. That doesn't feel right. Dinosuchus? Dinos. I'm just going to call them I've got my dinos here. Look at them. The ones that are exclusive to Valguero. That's what I've got down here. I've got my Therizinosaurs, and then we got like a little back bit. Now, this back bit obviously goes out to the decking at the back, which, oh my goodness me, look at this view. Look at this view. Isn't that absolutely stunning? Oh my goodness me. I do like this map just for these amazing views that you get on the map. I mean, similar to Astraeus, there are a lot of pretty places and build spots in Astraeus as well. We've got a little bench out here. Nothing too crazy. Our visual storage, some more forges and stuff. Nothing too crazy at all. Right, let's head on back inside. But right, let's head on upstairs to the second floor, where we will be met by a large open plan crafting area, lounge, and kitchen diner. Oh, look at this. Isn't this fantastic? Now, you might remember during the tutorial, I lowered the floor rather, on this side, and I said I was going to put a lounge here, which of course I did. So we lowered the floor during the tutorial, and I said this is where it's going, and this is where it went. I tidied up the walls like we talked about in the tutorial, and then I added it in a little fancy fireplace within this section here. And we got a nice little seating area so I can sit down with my dodo friends and relax, read books, whatever I need to do in here. This is just a relaxation zone, really. It's just a relaxation zone. Let me turn that off. But let's talk about some of these decoration details. So first of all, we've got Castlecraft, the same mod that I got the chains from. You can also use to skin furniture with. So we've got a table here, we've got some books. That's been skinned over a decor box. You've also got the option to use the actual mod itself. There's actually a Castlecraft mod, which might be easier for people to use rather than the skins. And you can just simply craft it in your own world and then place them down. That's also where these bookshelves came from, where this chair and table comes from. I love this mod. I think it's a great decoration mod. We've also got the fantastic wall and floor mod for decoration here. Now, this mod is this little table here. You simply go into it and craft up whatever you need. Look at this. We've got ornaments for the wall. There's so many different things in here. I really feel like I've never actually scratched the surface with how much stuff there is. Blinds, you can get blinds. It's a fantastic mod, but what I love to use from it is these rugs, these little fluffy rugs. I love them. Okay, let's pop up the stairs. Now, this is the crafting area up here. We've actually got a chemistry bench, a fabricator, and a vault. These have just been skinned in the Astraeos skin set, which I talked about downstairs. And look how detailed this is. He's really done a fantastic job of this skin. I'm really impressed by these skins, I have to say. Table of elements, like it's so clear to read and just really well done. Look at this. We've also got our smithy and little refining forges up here, just in case you need to use them. And then if we go down here, we go into our kitchen. Now, during the tutorial, I actually didn't raise this section down, but I literally just repeated what I did over there. I did over here and just raised it back down again. I thought it was a cool detail, and it separates the room up a little bit. So this is our kitchen. Again, I've just used Astraeos skins everywhere. This was skinned over the fridge, over some storage boxes, over the industrial grill, and over the industrial cooker. Look at that. Isn't that fantastic? Dude, these skins are beautiful. I'm so shocked I haven't used these in any of my videos yet, because the attention to detail on these is just phenomenal. It's phenomenal. Again, a big table and chairs here. The chairs are from Castlecraft. The table is from Wall and Floor. And this is where I can sit down and talk to my dodos, where we can share a meal to eat. Oh, look at this. I think this is such a cool area. I really, really like this kitchen, actually. And it's not even like I went that detailed with the kitchen at all. Like, it's very basic. It's just a table and chairs and like a few kitchen counters. That's it. But it looks so cool for some reason. I don't know why. I think it's because of the raised, or rather the lowered floor. And just to let you know, the meat rack here is visual storage. The mod we talked about earlier, the visual storage mods. So that is the kitchen, and back here behind the staircase we came up, it's just like a very messy storage zone where we got some vaults, some storage boxes, a generator. This is a generator that's been skinned again with Astraeos, and more vaults and a cage. Just like it's a decoration, and it's also functional. And I could talk about the middle as well. I added in some crop pots, and I shoved in a load of JVH plants as a little feature with some benches around it, so I can sit down and relax when I need to. Oopsie daisy, what did I just do? I just did something to that plant. I made it bigger. But it's a really cool detail. If you're really struggling to fill in like a big open space, as I was, then why not try something like this? Add in like a little feature, a statue or something in the middle, and it will fill in that space and make it look a lot nicer. Okay, let's head on up to my favorite part of this build. And you might be wondering, how are we getting up there? Because didn't you have a staircase going up there earlier? Well, I did, but I changed my mind and I changed it to this elevator here, which is a really cool elevator. This elevator is from the Clingers Rustic build mod, the same one as the lanterns, these lanterns. So let's head on into the elevator and go up to the top. Here we go. And we are met by our beautiful Elderclaw sanctuary with the greenhouses either side of the build. And look at this. It took me ages to work out all the flowers and stuff to add in here. I was like playing around with it forever until I got the perfect mix of flowers and stuff. So all the plants here today are from the JVH landscaping bench, but there's also another JVH mod, which I've hidden all the way back in the bushes down here where you can get to it. There's a little wheelbarrow here, and this is the JVH garden decor bench. And within this bench, you can craft up something called a flowering tree. I hope I said that right. My W's and R's are a bit mixed up because I've got a dodgy jaw. So my R's and W's are a little mixed at the moment. But these are the flowering trees. We've got this beautiful tree here, and look at this. The petals are falling down. It's a very, very pretty sight. Now, of course, I built these greenhouses as a way to store my Elderclaw bears. Look at them. Aren't they stunning? They deserved a really good place, to store them. However, they are functional greenhouses. You can place in your crop pots. They get the 300% greenhouse buff. And you can plant all of your vegetables, etc. that you need to plant. If I look down on here, look at that. 300% greenhouse effects. Even though we're a little bit away from the greenhouse glass, it still works. It still works. And added bonus, you can obviously, this is how you bring up your Elderclaws. You need to plant them in a large crop pot. So it works, it's double. It's a double whammy. You can plant in your Elderclaw seeds, have them grow up, and then out pops an Elderclaw bear. And they're already in their sanctuary, ready to go. I love it. I love it. I love it. Did I mention I loved it? Well, I should also talk about this giant hole in the middle, because during the tutorial, I think I just filled in the entire floor up here, but I ended up opening up the middle so that we could look down. It just felt right, you know, it just felt right. Another way, you know, if you've got a load of space you don't know how to fill up, maybe just open it up and then look down to the floor below. It's one of my favorite things to do. And then, oh, look up here. What have we got up here? Oh, we have all our Argentavis, because this isn't just an Elderclaw sanctuary. This is also an aviary. So we've got our aviary up here with all our birds just chilling out. I should have put a ladder up here. That was a mistake. So pretend there's a ladder here and I climb up. I climb up the ladder. I get onto my bird, which should have a saddle, but it doesn't. And then you just simply fly out through the hole and off you go into the world. Look at that. Isn't that fantastic? And then, of course, when it's time to come back in, you just want to fly in, do a safe landing, and then park up your bird safe and sound. Lovely jubbly. Now, I will admit, I did struggle to work out where to put the bedrooms, and I just ended up shoving in some beds over here. I was like, where would I want to sleep if I was living in this house? Where would I want to sleep? Would I want to sleep down there? Maybe if I like made a room, and there's plenty of space to make a room, but I have limited time when I make these. So I was like, well, I wouldn't mind sleeping amongst, you know, the sanctuary, the birds and the bears and the bees. So this is where I decided to, oopsie daisy, this is where I decided to put my beds. And you know, when your birds fly in through the window, you might get a bit of bird poo on your head, but overall, you know, maybe that's what I'm into. Maybe that's my kink. So don't judge me. But guys, I think that concludes the base tour. I think I've talked about everything here. If you're wondering about the butterflies and stuff, they just come off the bear. If you've got a bear, you're going to get butterflies. So it just adds to the ambience of this greenhouse with all the butterflies. I absolutely adore it. Oh, I could stay in here all day. This is where I want to live forever. This is where I'm going to sit and just look at my bears. So if you did enjoy today's video, guys, don't forget to smash the like button, comment down below what you want to see me build next, and why not subscribe? It's completely free and helps me out a ton. Also, a big thank you to all of my YouTube members. Appreciate each and every one of you, and indeed anyone that's watched my videos, commented down below, and liked my videos as well. A big thank you to you as well. So until next time, guys, I'm gonna love you guys to death, and I'll see you in the next video.